showtime. Woo, woo. Woo, 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 woo. Silent and profiling. Woo, it's live and in color. Woo!
Welcome to the Mafia Sports Report on the Buffalo FAMbase Network. I'm your host, Tommy, to the highest degree, to the T.O.P. from the 313. And by my side is my main man, my toucan, Sam, the one they call the Apex Man, Mr. Mikey. What's going on, brother?
What's going on? You know, we're going to kick this show off right. Ric Flair's having a final wrestling match.
Yeah.
Woo!
We are
73. At 73. But yeah, no, we're not here to talk wrestling. We're here to talk some football. And you know, it's been an emotional weekend. You know, to put it to the best way. There was some actual Buffalo Bills news as Micah Hyde had his softball charity tournament, and Josh Allen won the home run derby. But other than that, I'm doing all right. You know,
good, brother, good. Before we get started, guys, I do want to touch real briefly on what happened over the weekend. This is something that hits home for me. When this happened over the weekend, I was a little bit lost for words. So in 2018, Marjorie Stoneman Douglas High School in Florida, which is 10 minutes from my high school, Coral Springs, had a mass shooting, 17 killed. It was a bad day. And
Yeah.
All right, I'm going to play a moment of silence. All right, let's get right back into this. I'm sorry, guys.
No, it's okay, Tommy. You know, it's an emotional topic. When something bad like that happens, it's an extremely emotional topic. You know, I don't live in Buffalo. I've never been to Buffalo. I'm a huge Buffalo Bills fan. And the impact in the community, you know, I felt in California, you know, between my Twitter timelines. And it is, you know, we live in this world, and the world is getting crazy.
Yeah.
But, you know, I don't want to take us down a rabbit hole, but at the end of the day, got to love each other, you know?
Yeah. And sorry, I got a little worked up there, but
it's okay.
What I was going to say was real quick, guys, and then I'll get going. I had to stop right there. There's a lot of evil in this world. It's something that we cannot stop. It's been that way since man was made, unfortunately. But you know, it's up to the government to you know, at least try to prevent these people from getting guns, unstable people, and, you know, at least doing their part, you know, and slowing this stuff down, because it's crazy. But anyways, let's get right to it, man. I'm sorry about that once again, guys. Let's get to this. The schedule was released, and I'm going to go through that schedule right now, guys. It is a doozy. By the way, there is one thing I don't like about the schedule, and I'll get to that. So real quick, we had 6 primetime games, pretty much. I'm gonna count them as 6 because the Thanksgiving game is a primetime game. But do you guys know only 2 of them are at home, 4 on the road? Like, NFL, come on, let's, you know, can we do 3 and 3? But anyways, I'm gonna get right down to the.
I will tell you, there is a possibility for 2 more.
No, I did.
Because we have 2 TBDs. Both of those are at home.
Yeah, I get that. But as of right now, I'm just saying, like, as of right now,
Yeah.
two at home, 4 primetime games on the road. But I'm going to quick break down the regular season. So starting off, Buffalo at Rams. We are the opener, baby, on Thursday Night Football, 8:20 p.m. Then Tennessee at Buffalo is our home opener, Monday Night Football. Buffalo at Miami. Buffalo at Baltimore. Pittsburgh at Buffalo. Buffalo at KC. It's a 4:25 game. A lot of people kind of consider that a primetime game, but it is not. Green Bay at Buffalo. That is I believe, a Sunday Night Football game. Buffalo at the Jets. Minnesota at Buffalo. Cleveland at Buffalo. Buffalo at Detroit on Thanksgiving. That's awesome. 12:30. Buffalo at the Patriots. The New Jersey Jets at Buffalo. The Dolphins at Buffalo. Buffalo at Chicago. Buffalo at Cincy, Monday Night Football. And then to close the season, the Patriots at Buffalo. So I'm going to get to you, Mikey, since you're going to do the rundown. And by the way, Mikey, do you have your popcorn ready?
I am not. I'm telling you, I am not a popcorn guy. The kernels get stuck in my teeth and it drives me crazy.
Well,
I mean, I love the taste of it, but I don't eat it much because it drives me nuts. However, just so we know, Tommy, I'm gonna break down the opponents. We're gonna go through it. What I'm gonna need from you is at the end of each week, I need you to give me a win or a loss, so we can get your record prediction.
Yeah, I got you.
It's okay.
So tough,
okay.
Hate me.
So let's start with the opening. We kick off the season, in LA, which is about 8.5 hours from my house. Down there. So we get prime time Thursday night season opener. So what have the Rams done this offseason? They've lost Andrew Whitworth, Robert Woods, Darius Williams, Sony Michel, Odell Beckham Jr., Austin Corbett. So they've lost a lot. Who have they brought in? They brought in Troy Hill, Allen Robinson, Bobby Wagner, and Brandon Powell as the kick returner. Mm-hmm. So they've lost. They've net lost more than they brought in. Oh, I forgot the main one that they lost, Von Miller, who is now with the Buffalo Bills. So, looking at it, it's gonna be a doozy of a game. It's the two best teams, I truly believe, in football. I truly believe. What?
By the way, Mikey, Jack coming in, and yes, Jack. Matter of fact. One more time.
What's crazy is his form is jacked up when he hits that.
Oh, man.
That's mostly upper body.
Dude, he did the bat flip like before he even saw he knew it. Mm-hmm. Oh man! But anyways, go ahead, Mikey. I'm sorry.
So it's fine. We talked a little bit about that in the kickoff about Josh. As he received the trophy, and Sal asked him, where does this rank? He says a placeholder for this February when he gets the real trophy he wants.
Okay.
So anyways, looking at what they have, I think it's the two best teams. It's what the Super Bowl should have been last year. So ultimately, we'll come out and we'll have to handle business. They have some new weapons, and Allen Robinson. They have to figure out how to get him going. Okay. Bobby Wagner will be new, and Troy Hill's new on the opposite of Jalen Ramsey. So it'll be a little bit different. It'll be interesting to see what Ken Dorsey and company roll out week one.
Yeah.
How we unleash Von Miller and the new D-line rotation.
Yeah.
And then is Trey White going to be there? Probably not. So are we going to have Elam and
Dane
Jackson, or are we going to bring in a veteran CB that's gonna fight for that second job? So it'll be interesting to see what it leads up to. But ultimately, week one, Thursday Night Football, I have us a win.
Okay. So let me give you my little breakdown. So, yes, I totally agree with you as far as this is a big this is a big not home opener. This is a big first game of the season for us. And a lot of the times our season openers are, I got to admit, like we're shaky. We get off to slow starts majority of the time. I think in 2020 even we kind of was, and then we got it rolling and we just squished. I think it was the Jets. I believe we played. I'm not sure. It was the Jets, right? Okay. So, but even that game was like it took a minute to kind of get the groove, but
it took us about a half.
Yeah. So we're not like these fast starters. I noticed in the first game, we look what happened last year. Like everybody was like, we're going to steamroll, including myself, steamroll the Steelers, old Ben Roethlisberger. And we just look like straight doo-doo. Right. So this game, there's a lot of hype. And I know the players know this, right? Like, come on. Like they, even though they say they may not know, they know. Like Vegas has this, Super Bowl, winners. Like we're gonna pick to go to the Super Bowl. This is a hyped up team. I think this is the most hyped up Buffalo Bills team probably ever. So a few factors boil down to this game, right? Ken Dorsey is it has a spotlight now, right? It's his show. He's running the show.
Yeah.
So all's on him. He's a first time coordinator, and for as much as I been gloating about Ken Dorsey, we will see. Like here it is, man. Because I will be a critic, right? If he does the second half where he did what like Dable did, where he's we're coming off slow second halves, I'm gonna be right on him just like I was on Dable. So it is it's gonna be an interesting game. Will he have butterflies in his stomach? I'm guessing so, right? Because no matter what, this is his first OC game. Then you got Von Miller. Josh Allen seems to get a little hyped up on these kind of games. But I tell you what, it's in LA. Beautiful, beautiful atmosphere. It's
in the dome on the fast turf.
Right. Where Josh Allen thrives. And I've been saying that forever. Like Josh Allen loves these like dome environments. I think we spoil, like somebody said earlier. I forget who it was. Hen Dog. I think it was Hen Dog. We spoil the LA Rams Super Bowl trophy presentation, whatever you want.
The banner raising.
Yeah, we spoil that, and I think we actually beat them pretty good.
Do you?
I do. I think our defense is stacked, even without Trey White right now. That front is going to do so much pressure that on Stafford that he's going to have to get rid of the ball a little earlier. And that's only going to, help out our corners. And our safeties are one of the best duo, if not the best duo in the NFL.
Best.
So, yeah, exactly. So I think we hand it to them. And I think our offense is just high powered, man. And yeah, I don't think this game's close. I'm going to be totally honest with you. That's how I see it.
Okay. Yeah, I agree. So you have the W as well. I'm going into before we move into week 2 on Monday night. Looking at the chat, someone asked, Jack asked, have either one of us been to a Bills game? I have never been.
Jack asked or Jack?
Yeah, Jack me.
Oh, you said Jack asked. I thought you said Jack asked. I'm like, what?
No,
Jack
asked?
You got a jackass up in here.
Jack asked, has Tommy and Mike ever been to a Bills game? I've gone to a Bills game at when they played the 49ers in San Francisco because I'm close.
I should put my pictures up. So I've been to a few in Miami because I'm from Florida, Jack, initially. I was born and raised there for a long time before I moved to Detroit. I went to plenty of Dolphin versus Bills games, and I used to carry. I was a kid. I would carry like a Dolphin doll, like a plush on a rope, just walking him up the stairway, just dragging this thing. My mom was so mad at me. And then I went when I moved here, 2018, Josh Allen's rookie year. I went and saw him play when the Lions went to Buffalo, which was nice. It was so much fun, man. It wasn't the best game, but we won. And Robert Woods got that long, I think it was like a 50-yard touchdown pass from Allen. But it was cool to see him. He was
Robert
big,
Foster.
Robert
Foster.
Gotcha. Yeah, I'm sorry, Robert Foster. I said Robert Woods. I always say their name. I wish Robert Woods caught the touchdown.
Right? I wish Robert Woods was there.
Damn it, Robert Woods. Robert Foster.
I went to the Niner game where where McGahee scored the 4 touchdowns, and we just routed them. It was awesome.
Man.
It wasn't Candlestick. I love it. And it might have been the 04 game, but it was just one of those games. McGahee just they couldn't stop him. Like the whole crowd filtered out. Me and my brother walked down because he's a diehard Niners fan. Walked down and sat on the sidelines behind the Buffalo Bills. It was amazing. It was awesome. I had so much fun.
He's so underrated. Like honestly, as a runner. And we'll get to that later, by the way, guys.
Yeah, yep. And then I think I also went to one at the Raiders, and when they were in Oakland, I went to Orton's one where we lost to the Raiders.
Kyle Uncle Orton.
My friend worked for CBS. He does the games on the video crew, so he got us passes there. So I went and sat down on on the sidelines and watched the game. That's one of the most amazing. If you ever get a chance to actually watch it from like field level, it changes the whole aspect of the game. It's awesome.
Oh, dude, yeah.
But
I had great seats.
Those are the only 2 I've ever been to. Those are the only 2 games I've ever been to. So on my bucket list, I'm going to come out to Buffalo before they move stadiums and catch a game at the Ralph.
Man, you know what, Mikey? Man, I can't go to the Packers game. Remember, I was thinking about going to the Packers game. But man, I'll tell you what. The Lions Thanksgiving game, my buddy, long story short, I won't go down a rabbit hole real quick, but I work at a bar, guys, and we are like the #1 selling Miller Lite or whatever. And my boss always gets like the best tickets to games. They always, give him.
Oh, nice.
So he might take me to if he gets tickets, which he probably could, to the Lions Thanksgiving game.
That'd be awesome.
So dope, dude. Yeah, dude.
That would be awesome. So anyways, let's jump back into it. So week 2, we're at home, Monday Night Football, revenge game against the Titans. So the Titans,
baby. We lost 2 in a row, by the way, guys.
Yep. The Titans lost Roger Saffold, David Queensberry, both of the Bills, A.J. Brown, Julio Jones, and Rashad Evans. They picked up Robert Woods and Austin Hooper.
Okay.
So they've actually gotten worse this offseason. So it'll be interesting to see. I have us as a big fat W on Monday night. We start the season 2-0, back-to-back primetime games with a win.
Yeah. So I also have us as a win. I think our D-line, like I said, once again, has massively improved, gotten heavier, gotten better. I do not see Derrick Henry. I almost said Travis Henry. I don't see Derrick Henry running up the middle like he did to us on that 70-yard run, whatever it was, 60-something yard run. That's not going to happen again. I think our edge is very fast and Von Miller. So even if he bounces outside, he's not going to be ragdolling Von Miller like he did to our corner a few years ago, Josh Norman. So I think if we contain him, we contain Derrick Henry, leave it up to Ryan Tannehill, we're going to have a field day, and I believe that's what will happen. It's at home, and crowd's going to be going bananas. I see that as another pretty much a blowout win. I do. I mean, I hate to sound like a homer, but I just think we match up well against these first 2 opponents. Yep.
Then week 3, we're at the Dolphins. The Dolphins have lost Devontae Parker and Allen Hurns as wide receivers, but they've also traded for Tyreek Hill, and they signed Cedric Wilson to replace them too. But then they went to work on their offensive line. They signed tackle Teron Armstead. They signed guard Connor Williams. They signed backup quarterback Teddy Bridgewater, who I think is going to be their starter by mid-year. They signed defensive end Melvin Ingram, running back Sony Michel, Chase Edmonds. So they've done some work in the offseason. However, they have a brand new head coach and a brand new offensive scheme. They kept the defensive coordinator. They kept almost all their defensive guys. So that's going to stay, really stout. However, on offense, they got the 49ers offensive coordinator. So, it's going to take some time to get going.
Correct.
And we catch them in week 3. I have this because we're in the Dolphins. I have this as a W for us.
Yeah, I'm on the same page as you. So it's a first-time head coach. I know the Dolphin fans are super excited, which is, listen, I don't blame him. Coming from a Bills fan, I understand how it is when you get a new coach. It almost feels like a fresh start, right? Like you just want to believe in what he said. And, he's coming from the 49ers. I get it. But it's going to take some time. It's going to take some time for the players to buy in. It's going to take him some time to get used to Tua. Same with the coordinators. The coordinators that are coming into Miami are brand new, right? Or the coordinator. Sorry, they're not doing the split thing.
The coordinator,
right? Coordinator. Sorry, I'm so used to them having coordinators. The coordinator, which I think they have a new defensive coordinator too. I believe.
No, they kept their entire defensive staff.
I'm very surprised.
That was the thing.
That's a smart move.
Anybody who was coming in had to keep the entire defensive staff.
Oh, really? Okay. Well, you know what? That's not. I don't think that's a bad move by them. But with a coach, let's say it's not working out, right? And that causes friction down the road. And that's another rabbit hole. But that could, by the way, that really could. But anyways, Tua going into his third season. Listen, I think Miami fans are going to be on top of him, man. I think if he comes out playing bad, I think you're going to hear the boo birds. Teddy Bridgewater he's borderline starting quarterback in this NFL. He could probably start on maybe a few teams right now. I could definitely see him having a bad game, them booing him. And that's just not good. So I just don't trust him, and that's the reason why we win. I don't think they have enough weapons to beat us on offense or defense to slow us down. So we own the Dolphins. We've been owning the Dolphins. We've only gotten better. Not saying that they haven't gotten a little better, but they still have Tua. They have a new coach, a new offensive coordinator. So I do think we beat them handling in Miami.
Oh, Chewy comes in and says Elam picks Tua to end the game.
That'd be great, but
yeah.
That'd be a great way to win it, but I don't want it to get down to that.
Oh no! He just seals the game. We're already up big. We're already up big. He just seals the game with pick.
And by the way, a Florida boy, Elam, that would be good at Florida. In his home.
Going home.
Yeah,
and
going home.
Yep.
All right.
So you have a W as well. So we're both 3-0 through the first 3 weeks. Then we go to the Ravens. This one's going to be a dogfight.
It will be. I agree with you.
It's gonna come down. I really truly believe this game comes down to, can we stop the run? They don't have the receivers to really kill us in the passing game as long as we can check Andrews.
No receivers.
So it's really gonna come down to, can we stop the run? What's our front? So we'll know by week 4 if we have a good run defense. If we do, I think we slaughter them. The Ravens this offseason have lost Bradley Bozeman and Anthony Everett. They signed Marcus Williams, the safety. Offensive tackle Morgan Moses from the Jets. They've kind of had a really quiet offseason. They had a killer draft, though. So at the end of the day, I picked us to win this. I have a feeling we're going to have a stout run defense with Daquan Jones in the middle. And, and we get the W.
Yeah, I'm thinking the same thing. I understand the running backs, but they're not they're okay. They're not.
Most of them are coming back off of injury too, like JK and all those guys are coming back.
I feel like what they did to Lamar is it's like opposite of what we've been doing for Josh. It's like they're taking away help from him, and it was like I just remember going back to their loss, playoff loss. Or they're one of their games. They're like, man, he has no help receiving. Like all he has is Mark Andrews, right? That's it. And Mark Andrews didn't do anything in the playoffs, by the way.
And Hollywood Brown at the time, but
exactly. And Hollywood Brown even with Hollywood Brown, he was more of a traditional straight line runner. Like he wasn't really a great.
He was 50-50 on if he caught it too.
Yeah. Shorter, he's just a speed guy. He wasn't like a John Brown. John Brown could actually run routes. That was the thing that a lot of people didn't know about John Brown before he came to Buffalo. He was a good route runner. But anyways, they took away that. They traded him, which was really his only over the top guy. Really he doesn't have much to work with. You saw what we did when we played Lamar. I think Leslie Frazier has he knows how to.
He has a scheme to stop that run.
He have a very good scheme against Lamar, how to play Lamar. And I defense has always been pretty good. I will say their defense is on point. But it's not super scary either. I think this might be our closest game up to this point of the season because of their defense. But I still think we have a win here by like 10 points.
Okay.
I don't think it's a total blowout, but I think we control the game and we win by 10.
Yep. So we're both 4-0 through the first quarter of the season. Going into week 5. Yeah, we do. We got some big boys in the middle finally.
Dude.
Wait. And we got some speed coming off the edge.
Wait, and guys that want to play, like, listen, Star was so disappointing, Mikey.
I know.
But go ahead.
But now we got Daycon, we got Tim Settle.
We got a lot.
We got Jordan Phillips back. So that rotation is some big boys who can play ball. And don't forget, on the D ends, although, yes, Von Miller's slight, he's a really good run defender. But we also have Shaq, who's a fantastic run defender.
Oh,
Shaq
dude.
Lawson.
He gets to the edge. Yeah, and he gets to the he has speed.
I have a feeling that's going to be the game you really notice Shaq. But kind of like you always notice Trent Murphy in those Ravens games because he's a really good run defender and edge setter. Shaq Lawson's the same way.
I agree.
So week 5 at home, 1 p.m. Steelers. I mean, we can talk about the Steelers briefly. They've lost Juju and James Washington and Ray McLeod, Ben Roethlisberger, Trey Turners, Taco Charlton, and Joe Hayden. They brought in Mitchie Biscuits, James Daniels, the guard, Levi Wallace, and Miles Jack. Yeah. They've reloaded. Listen, he's a fantastic coach. Tomlin is a fantastic coach. He's going to have those boys ready to play. I think we're going to win. I think we'll pay them back for what they did to us last year, but I don't think it's going to be a runaway win. Tomlin's just too good at getting guys ready to play.
Yeah, I agree. He's like put him up there with Belichick. He always has his team ready, no matter what the circumstances are, no matter who's injured, who's playing a quarterback. Listen, we saw that last year. What's going on?
Hen Dog is in the chat saying Alan's going to pick on Levi Wallace all day long. You know what? I hope he does. Because I'm not a Levi Wallace fan. I respect the hell out of him for coming from where he came from. But at the end of the day, we need to pick on him all day.
Yeah.
And Chewy calls the week 5 the return of Trey White game.
So here's the thing with Trey White before I get going on this game. So I think 2 things are going to happen. One of 2 things, Mikey. I think either he's going to be ready for week 1. Or I think they're going to put him on a PUP list, and you won't see him until week 8 because we have a bye week in week 7. So he's going to miss the first 6 games of the season, and you'll see him in week 8 because of the bye week. And I'm good with that. I honestly am, and I almost feel like if he's at 80%, I don't want to see him.
It'd be week 9 because he has to miss the first 8 games.
Okay, so, I heard different, but okay.
So last I heard, unless they change the pup rules, they've changed all the rules.
Yeah. I heard different. I heard he could return week 8, but either way, I almost.
It might be the first 6 weeks, and then they open it up for 2 weeks, and you have the chance to bring him off. So it might be you miss the first 6, you open it up, you have 2 weeks to pull him off.
Yeah, he would be there week 8 because we have the week 7 bye.
Because week 7 will be bye. I can see that.
Correct. So I could see that more. Like leaning towards that, to be honest with you, because it's one of those injuries that you just don't bounce back from right away. Every player is different. Listen, there's not a lot of APs running around, right?
I'm looking at the first 6 weeks. The Rams have a new guy in Allen Robinson have to figure out. They do have Cooper Kupp, but that's going to be more of a Tron Johnson thing.
Correct.
And then the Titans don't have a bunch of receivers.
Nope. They lost their main.
The Dolphins are one team that that they have some speed. The Ravens don't have receivers. The Steelers, they have some receivers, and then the Chiefs, are the Chiefs. So I think if he's not ready, you don't rush him back. You put him on the pup list. You bring 100%. Him back week 8 against the Packers.
Yeah, 100%. Because let's say you put him on the field, he's 80%. And then let's just say he's just not playing well, or he gets whatever could happen. I'm not good with that. I'm good with holding them out. I think we can hold the fort down. I think those guys are more capable enough to do that. Dane Jackson, I believe Elam is going to surprise a lot of people. And he's going to be really good, guys. I really have a feeling that Elam's going to make some big noise in the NFL. So, yeah, like Mikey's point is, I think those guys could control everything while he's gone. Hold the fort down.
Yep.
So,
Daniel Gard comes in and says the average time missed for his injury is 10.8 months. He was hurt on Thanksgiving. But he didn't have his surgery until mid-December.
Correct.
Mid-December.
Correct.
So that's when the clock started.
Exactly. So don't be disappointed if you guys see him. You don't see him till week 8. I
would rather him back healthy than us try to rush him back.
Yeah. Now, if he's 100%, he feels it, and the coaching staff and the training and he's ready to go week 1. Cool. Or if they even feel like he's ready to go week 3, he just needs maybe a few more weeks to get ready. Yep. I'm good with that too. But I just would be surprised.
Dane Jackson filled in, fine for him last year, and when we had Levi Wallace, and now we have Elam.
Levi up until the playoff game. It wasn't, bro. I felt like our defense came on. Our offensive defense, I felt like after that Bucs game, I felt like they all started.
Listen, Levi got used in that Patriots game. Micah Hyde just saved his butt.
One play, Mikey. That wasn't. I don't know about
there wasn't just one play. Go back and watch that game. Levi, when they did complete passes, mostly is against Levi.
I don't know.
But anyways.
All right, so what game were you on? Pittsburgh?
So you said win on Pittsburgh, right?
Yeah. I don't know if I got to, but I think, like I said, Mike Tomlin has guys ready, but I just don't see it's going to be Mitch Trubisky's first start. If it's Mitch, by the way, I'm just throwing that out there. You never know how the NFL works. They could go with pick. I'm just saying. So either way, I just think either quarterback. I just don't fear them. I think our defense will get to them, and I think we'll handle that in Pittsburgh.
Yep, I agree. So we have us 5-0 going through the first 5 weeks. Week 6 at Chiefs, 4:25 game. It's another away game. I gave myself a loss here. This is the first place I gave us a loss. Now, do I really think we're going to lose? No, but we're going to lose somewhere in the first 6 games. So I had to find one. I figured it'd be on the road, so I dropped it here. So the Chiefs, ultimately, they lost Tyreek Hill. They brought in Martell Scantling from the Green Bay, and then I think they continued addressing it in the like Sky Moore, and they drafted another guard. So they're continuing to build. They're building more on their defense because they brought in Justin Reid, the safety, because they lost Tyrann Mathieu and they lost Reid Sorensen. So they brought in Reid. They drafted Cook out of Cincinnati. So they have 2 new safeties. It's going to take them a while. I could very easily see us win this game and be 6-0 through the bye week. I just had to find a loss somewhere because it's hard to say.
You don't want to be that. You don't want to be that guy.
I don't want to be that guy. So I dropped it here. I couldn't decide if I wanted to drop it at the Chiefs or if I wanted to drop it at the Ravens. I just don't think the Ravens have enough firepower to beat us.
Yeah.
So
I guess I'm gonna be the homer and say.
And you're gonna take the W, huh? Okay.
Listen, man, this is a revenge game, big time. This is a game where
I don't care about the regular season. I care about the postseason.
I understand that, but this is what we're talking about is regular season. So this is a game that I feel like we're back in Arrowhead, right? We're back at Chiefs Kingdom. I believe we didn't finish what we started, right? In my opinion. And I understand it's a regular season game. I get that. All these games are regular season. But trust me, Josh Allen, Gabriel Davis, the defense, especially the defense, is going to want to prove a point. Okay? They're going to want to say what happened last season in the playoffs is not what we are about, right? And we brought in Von Miller to show you this, that we're going to get to Patrick Mahomes. We're going to make some noise. And I do feel like we're going to win. I do. I predicted that last season, by the way. I wish it would have happened in the postseason, but I do think we win. I really do. I think we are the better team. They lost Tyreek Hill, which is a huge loss to them. I mean, bigger than a lot of people.
It's a game changer. Like a lot of the reason why Kelsey's able to run free because everyone's scared of Tyreek's speed.
100%. If you guys don't believe that, I'm telling you that game, 13 seconds left. Any other team, there's no way we play that defense. Impossible. We did that because Tyreek Hill just did a touchdown like 80, 70 or whatever it was, untouched in one play, right? So
and you know who was guarding him?
Scared. Yeah, I get that. But it doesn't matter. Nobody else could touch him. Nobody. We had a whole bunch of defense. We had our safeties. Nobody could get to him. So I don't want to hear that. I understand Levi was guarding, but come on. He's the fastest player in the NFL. My point is that he's not there anymore. So they're going to have to be looking at. So there's no more that guy where, right? So I don't see us playing that way, even if it's crunch time again. Like, I just don't see that happening. So, especially against them. I have us winning. I do. I have us winning, but I believe it's close. I think right now, up to this point, now we're at this week, week 6. I think this is the closest game. I think we wind up winning by a touchdown. Okay.
That's fine. Like I said, I had to find a loss somewhere in the first 6 games.
Somebody mentioned punt god. Let's see here.
Chewy says the punt guard crushes the returner. Bernard returns the fumble for the winning touchdown.
Bernard sighting. Okay.
Yeah. At the end of the day, I just had to find one. I plugged it in here.
I understand.
Don't get me wrong. I hope we're 6-0 going into our bye week.
Oh, that would be lovely.
So week 7, we're at the bye. Week 8, we come out of the bye at home against the Green Bay Packers on Sunday Night Football.
Tough.
Where Green Bay Packers have never won inside Ralph Wilson.
Correct. That's crazy. For as good as they've been, for Hall of Fame quarterbacks.
I mean, for like the last 40 years, they've had Favre and Rodgers.
Yeah. It's wild, man. Hey, sometimes it happens that way. Sometimes football's funny that way.
Yeah, it is. So ultimately, the Packers obviously lost Devontae Adams. They signed Sammy Watkins. They drafted Christian Watson. On defense, they lost their edge rusher, Zadarius Smith, and they picked up two defensive players in the draft in the first round. I think it was a linebacker and a D tackle.
Oh.
I think both of them were out of Georgia, right? Wasn't it?
Yeah. I believe both were.
Yeah.
I have to look back, but I believe.
Yeah. So. It was Wyatt, and I think I can't remember who the other one was, but ultimately I think because Walker went number 1. Oh well. Anyways, ultimately I do think we get the W here. I don't think they have enough on offense to hang with us scoring wise.
Yep.
Especially if our run defense comes to play this year, the Dolphins are going to show. The Titans, the Dolphins, the Ravens, the Steelers, the Packers. They don't have the firepower to match what Josh can do on offense. So, as far mainly the Packers have 2 running backs.
Yeah.
And then a bunch of question marks at receiver. So I got us a W here.
Yeah. I do too. And it's another team that I'll say it again, just like Lamar. They don't do Aaron Rodgers any justice. Like they do. I don't understand what's going on in Green Bay. Like they just don't. Like they gave him a fat contract, and maybe that didn't help. But you got the draft, and you got it 2 years in a row where they continue to look away from the offense, and it's so weird because that's where they struggle the most. Especially when the playoffs hit. It's like he doesn't have anybody to go to, and it's
like outside of Devontae Adams, there was nobody else on that team that got the ball.
And then he's gone, right? And then you don't even address it. So it's like I don't understand it. I really don't. I almost feel like Aaron Rodgers right now is just like, you know what? All right, I'll just take the pay. Just pay me. Like I almost feel like that's his attitude. He got the Super Bowls, and I hate to say it because I don't know him personally, but I almost kind of starting to believe like he just doesn't give a shit anymore. Like, pay me my money. I'm cool. Whatever happens, happens. And that's not a good mentality. And I really believe that. But this game at home in Buffalo, They lack offense, like I said, especially with receiver. I think we beat them down by at least 14 points.
Yeah, no, I agree. So Chewy comes in and says 28-17 Bills. Miller sacks Rodgers in their last drive. Hen Dog says Aaron Jones can only do so much.
Yeah.
Yeah. At the end of the day, that's what it is. So then we move to week 9. We go to New Jersey to play the New Jersey Jets.
Hey, the Jets, baby.
It's a 1 p.m. kickoff. It's the Jets. I have us winning.
Right. Yeah.
They'll be better. They'll be better this year. They will be better this year. I liked what they did in the draft.
They had a great draft. They had
I like what they did in the draft. Yeah. At the end of the day, it's the Jets still. So
Jets. It's the Jets. It's Zach Wilson, who's had a rough year. He had a rough year, but I'm not going to kill him on it because it is rookie year. It is the Jets. They didn't have much help for him. But by the way, Crowder, is this at home or in New Jersey?
It's in New Jersey.
It's in New Jersey. So it's Crowder. Crowder's coming back home, and I think Crowder's going to have a big game, baby.
Hey, that works. Obviously, you have the W as well.
I do.
All right, moving into week 10, we got the Vikes at home, 1 p.m. Dalvin coming into his little brother's house.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, they got a new head coach. He's more of an offensive-minded guy, so we'll see how that plays out. The Vikings, even when they are hyped up, they tend to struggle. So you don't know what you're going to get from them.
I'm sorry to interrupt you, but the only thing, I don't know why, but every time I think of the Vikings, I think of the coach that they had that had that stupid earpiece thing that he used to wear. Do you remember that? It was like, it wasn't like your traditional one. It was like terrible looking. I wish I could pull it up, guys. He was so bad as their head coach.
Was it Mike Tice?
I think it wasn't. I don't know. I don't think I gotta find it. It's so bad. I'll pull it up, guys. But go ahead.
Yeah, ultimately, Leslie Frazier, old team. So I have a feeling they're going to come. As long as we can, because they do have Jefferson, they do have Thielen. I'm not a big fan of Cousins. I think he's average. You get to him, he struggles. So at the end of the day, I got us a W here, week 10. So I have us starting 8-1 through 9 weeks.
You like that? You like that? Yeah, I definitely think we win at home. They got cooked, but once again, I think our run defense will smother him. Too. Yeah, I think they do have Jefferson. They do. Yeah. He's one of the probably top 10 receiver right now. But that's all. That's really all they got. I mean, I don't know. They still got. They got the other receiver too, correct? Or did he leave?
Thielen. They still have Thielen.
Yeah, and so he's So I'll take that back. I think they got 2 good receivers. They got a hell of a running back. Their quarterback is a huge question mark. Huge question mark, in my opinion.
It's what Cousins do you get that day? What it comes down to.
Right. Exactly. Because he's had his games where he's been really, like I said, how you like that? You like that? So
how you like that now?
Right. So
I mean, hell, he has back-to-back contracts that are fully guaranteed.
Oh, dude.
So he's made a couple.
Dude, yeah,
smart guy.
He is, but he's a tad better than like Ryan Tannehill. Like in my opinion, he's like just a little bit up there. So no, I don't really feel. I don't. Cousins doesn't scare me. I think Jefferson does, but you got to have the quarterback to get to him. And I think we'll be on top of Cousins in that game defensively. So no, I don't see that game being close either. I think we win by at least 13 points.
Yeah. Chewy comes in and says Cookie gets a TD in the second half against his brother's team to cap a 24-21 win. I don't think it's going to be that close.
Do we see Keenum in that game?
Maybe. And Hen Dog said he'd take Case over Kirk anyways as a quarterback. So, you obviously got the W there as well. So you have us sitting 9-0 through the first 10 weeks.
9-0, baby. You guys heard it right.
So then we go week 11. Week 11, Browns come to Buffalo for a 1 p.m. game. And I struggled with this one. I think we're going to either lose against the Browns or the Bengals. So I took the 1 o'clock Browns game as the loss here. I love what the Browns have done on offense. They have a powerful offense. And I have a feeling Deshaun Watson will have about 10 weeks in because I don't think he gets a suspension this year. I think the NFL is going to wait until after his court cases are done before they suspend him. So I have a feeling he's going to play the full year, and then by week 11 he'll be back into shape. And I think we take a close loss here against the Browns.
All right, so you got us losing the Browns?
Yeah. I couldn't decide the Browns or the Bengals. I have a feeling Josh will be jacked up for that Monday night game, so I took the Browns here. We're gonna drop games somewhere.
At home to the Browns.
At home to the Browns.
So we're
gonna lose a close
dirty
one.
Browns. No,
dude, the Browns are good, dude.
I know
they were missing a quarterback, and they got Deshaun Watson.
I get it. Well, hold on. Let's pause on that, Mikey. No, hold on. One, let me get into this Cleveland thing since you got them winning in Buffalo. Ridiculous. One, we don't know if Watson's playing. That's one, right? You don't know yet. Now, by the way, the NFL is having their meeting with Watson this week. Just a heads up. So that is going to determine. We will find out probably within another week or two what his suspension will be, if any, which I believe there will be. How many games? I have no idea.
But even if it's 10, even if it's 10 games.
I'm just saying, I get it. So let's just say hypothetically he plays, right? Let's say he plays.
Mm-hmm.
He is going to miss some time, right? Regardless. I think even 6 games, whatever. I think he's going to be rusty. He's missed the whole season, right? He has to get used to a whole new team, a whole new coordinator. He has to get used to his players. Remember, when he's suspended, because he probably will be, I believe you can't even go train. I don't think he's even allowed to go.
So he could be there for a preseason, but once the season starts, he has to go away until like 2 weeks before the season ends. Then he come back.
Right. So he's going to have to get used to everything, right? By the way, Baker Mayfield, which is interesting, it's still there. He probably will play week 1. So yeah, you got to get used to your players. You got to get used to the coordinators. This is not Houston. This isn't DeAndre Hopkins. So who's to say how he plays when he finally gets on the field? So yeah, I get he was a top 5 quarterback before all this happened, but I haven't seen him play in a year, and he's probably not going to play for another who knows how long games is going to miss. So I'm not fearing the Deshaun Watson factor in Buffalo in a hostile environment. Yes, Cleveland has a hell of a running attack. They got a great offensive line, probably one of the best in the league. Their defense is pretty tough, but I think it's a close game, but I feel like we pull it out at the end. I do. I don't think Cleveland has enough manpower to beat us, and I don't think Watson will be 100% back to what he was. So, yeah, I have us winning.
Do you have us losing at all this year?
No, I don't.
No. Okay.
No.
So, like I said, I think we're going to drop a game somewhere. I'm just guessing, and I'm dropping them in. Ultimately, Mikey, where's your Pepsi?
Yeah,
Mike got some bad test results. A couple weeks ago.
Too much Pepsi, possibly.
So I have put a kibosh on the Pepsi for the next month until my next test, and then I'll see from there where it goes. So yes, I quit drinking soda.
You want Mikey to be here, right?
Yeah.
Come on.
I got some borderline bad test results, and I'm looking to see if me just cutting out soda changes anything.
Well, yeah, so, Mikey. Hello. Yes, that's do you know that soda burns battery acid?
Yes.
Okay.
So at the end of the day, that's why you see me with water.
Water's good, buddy, and beer. Beer's good too. Corona Premier.
No, I don't drink. I don't drink like that.
Really? Oh.
When I drink, it's usually Jack and Coke or Jack and Pepsi. So.
Ooh, okay.
If I'm gonna drink, I'm drinking the hard stuff.
All right. I'm a little baby with my Coronas. Go ahead.
You know, so at the end of the day, I've for about 2 weeks now, I've been strictly water. And
I don't blame you. Hey, no, that's good. You got to. Hey, honestly, you should. They say you should drink a gallon a day. I can't do that, but I drink about half a gallon.
You know, no, I don't drink a gallon a day. I drink about, man, I might get close to a gallon a day. Think about it, I drink about 5 or 6 bottles of water a day. You know.
See, this turned into science class. Thank you, Chewy.
And Doug, I knew I liked Mikey. You know, so at the end of the day, yes. Until early June, though, you won't see me have a Pepsi in my hand. After that test, I'll find out what it comes back at and figure out, you know, how I incorporate certain things back into my diet.
So you're Pepsi free?
I am sugar free.
Well, there was a Pepsi free, wasn't there?
That's
why I was throwing it.
Yeah. Pepsi free, Pepsi clear, Pepsi zero. You know, at the end, and I don't like any of the zeros. Like, they're like, you can drink a zero, you can drink a diet. Like, that stuff just tastes like garbage to me. I ain't drinking that.
Yeah, it's not as good. How do you feel about the Punt God? Yeah, we can ask that.
I love the Punt God. Absolutely. I am shocked he was sitting there in the 6th round for us to take him.
Me too.
He is not a finished product. He needs to work on hang time and corner kicks. But outside of that, you know, he's a huge athlete. He can tackle. He's fast. He's got a strong leg. Everything you could want. And I have a feeling he's going to learn how to hold rather quickly.
And now we got Punt God and Touchdown Jesus all on the same team.
It's Super Bowl, baby. It's you know, God's written it.
Right.
Yep. So, anyways, enough about me. Back to the game. So, where did we leave off? We left off at the Browns. Then after the Browns, we go to Detroit for the first Thanksgiving game, the early morning Thanksgiving game, which my clock is at like 9. Oh God, I forgot about that. Oh man, I forgot about that. Yeah, Brad Childress. I forgot about him. But anyways, yeah, we're Thanksgiving game, early morning. So I'll wake up, I'll watch some Bills, I'll throw the turkey in, and my wife and my daughter will finish making the other stuff. And I'll then after I'll figure out if I got to eat my feelings or if I'm going to eat being happy. One of the two.
We are not.
I got us winning. I got us winning the game.
We're losing the Lions. I don't know, man. The Lions, by the way, are
99-3. Chewy says.
Oh my God! Can you imagine 99-3?
It's funny because we talked about this, Tommy. We talked about this a few weeks ago.
We did,
and you said there's no way they put us on Thanksgiving against the Lions.
Listen, I didn't think they would do that. I'm from Detroit. I honestly didn't think they would do that dirty deed to the Lions. Like, that's such a man. Listen, you guys don't understand. Like, Detroit people have had it rough. Like, our teams are terrible here, and you're gonna send a Super Bowl favorite team to just come smash us in Detroit. It's like,
listen, they want eyeballs. They want eyeballs on the Detroit game.
Yeah. I will say this. So the Lions had a good draft, and I do like their head coach. I liked their head coach for a while. He was an interim from Miami. Because remember, I'm from Florida, so that's all I heard about. And I like it. I like his attitude. Like, I think he's a fiery coach.
Oh God, yes.
Yeah.
I like what the Lions are doing. Like, they're starting to build a foundation. Like the receivers, they brought in DJ Chark. They drafted Jamison.
Right.
They brought in Amon St. Brown, who's a fantastic slot last year. I like the combination of Swift and Williams. I'm not a big fan of their quarterback.
Their tight end solid.
Hawkinson.
Yeah,
and their offensive line is one of the best in football.
Right. So they're getting. That's what I'm saying. So I think they're getting there. They're on the right track. But once again, it is Detroit, so who knows?
I mean, their defense still needs work.
Yeah, but they're not there yet. And of course, Goff is just a fill-in until they decide what to do on quarterback. So no, we handle.
They haven't even drafted. They haven't drafted. Like, their backup is a nobody.
Yeah,
like
but
Tim Boyle.
I don't think they saw anybody worth, and I don't blame. I really don't, because look, we didn't draft anybody in 2017. right? Like we were like, you know what? We'll hold off. We'll trade back, right? We got Trey. And then look what happened in 2018. We could have been like, we'll get a quarterback in 2017. Let's just say it wasn't Mahomes. It was somebody else, right? Could have worked out total opposite. So, no, I don't blame them at all, especially in this draft. Maybe they just didn't see anybody they really liked, and they're going to build the rest of the team and then draft somebody.
And they have a feeling they're going to be at the bottom and go for one of them.
Yeah, which
next year's going to have a good crop of quarterbacks.
Exactly. And then why not have Goff there one more year to train this dude, to sit behind. So, but either way, I think we handle business. We get home. The players get home in time to eat a real Thanksgiving this time, right? It's an early game, right?
Yeah.
The last Thanksgiving game we played was like, I think
night game,
right? Against the Cowboys. Yeah,
against the Saints. We did the Cowboys, and then we did the Saints last year.
Yep. So my dog's going crazy, by the way. But yeah, I think we handle business.
Okay. Before we move on to the next game, Brandon comes in and asks, "Do you think Cook will become RB1?"
No, not this season.
No, not this season. But do you think he will become an RB1?
That's a great question. I tell you what, if he needs to build his lower body a little better, he does for the grind of the NFL, because the NFL is let me tell you something. The NFL is mean. The NFL is it's
a dirty game
in there. It's a dirty game. There's some dudes that are just as fast as you. There's some dudes that can hit. They got some big line. You got defensive linemen that can run almost as fast as linebackers now. So yeah, he needs to build his lower body a little bit, but I believe he can get there. But this first season, no, I think Devin Singletary is gonna have the majority of the carries, though you will see Cook involved a lot, I believe, in the offense. But I think next season the plan is, if they do not get Singletary back, is to make Cook the primary running back and probably draft a bigger back to
go with him.
Yeah.
Yep, I agree. I'm with you on that. Thomas comes in and asks, says, "Do you think Vaughn will be unmotivated since he's already won 2 Super Bowls?" No, I don't. I think he wants to be the first player ever to have 3 with 3 different teams.
Yeah. I agree with Mikey 100%. That's not it. That's not his. You can tell that's not his mentality.
Makeup. It's not his makeup at all.
That's just not what. He's not out for paychecks. I'm sure he likes getting paid, but he's out to prove a point.
Legacy.
That's it. He's out to prove a point that he is one of the best to do it at his position. And why not add the cherry to the top of your career by winning 3 Super Bowls, by the way, or more? Don't just say, listen, I keep saying this, and I hate to go on topic, but the thing what Buffalo Bills are building right now, Brandon Beane and Sean McDermott, they're not building this as a one and done type of season, right? They're not like making all these crazy moves where players are going to be gone in one season, and then we're over the cap and we're in misery for the next 10 season. Like, they are building a potential, I'm hoping, dynasty in the future of young players, starting with Josh Allen, starting with the running back now and Cook, starting with the receivers and Gabe Davis, locking up Diggs. We are building a team here for many, many seasons that can be that contender, right? And man, it's very possible that we don't just win one, we win multiple. So I'm hoping for that, but we got to get that one.
Love it.
We got to get that.
I love that, Tommy. You want to ever go on a rant? That's the rant you go on. How we're going to win not one but multiple. You can go on that rant anytime you want, bud.
Yeah, baby. Yeah. Got to win that one though. Got to win that one.
And Thomas, thanks for the question. We always try to get back to you guys as much as possible. However, we should continue moving because we're only at week 13. So we go to week 13 after the Thanksgiving. Us and the Patriots both play on Thanksgiving. The following week, we play on Thursday Night Football at the Patriots. I have us winning.
First game against the Patriots, right?
Yep, our first game is week 13 against the Patriots.
Wow, that's wild.
We go 13 and 18, just like last year. We had them late.
Yeah. Yep. Were we at Patriots Thursday Night Football?
Yep, Thursday Night Football at Patriots. Josh has started to own that place. He is, and we owned him last. So what do you got?
So
I got us to having a W here. I mean, they've lost Shaq Mason. I don't even think that, they drafted Cole Strange to replace an all-pro guard. Right. Not a big fan of what they've done on the offensive line. Their defense, they let J.C. Jackson walk. They didn't replace him. They replaced him with a bunch of nickel type guys. So, I don't know. Like, I imagine they're going to have 7 or 8 DBs on the field at once, and they're going to do some kind of crazy, quasi type of defense, But at the end, it's going to be like some kind of dime package that has 3 safeties and like 4 corners and, 3 linemen and maybe a linebacker or some craziness like that,
I think.
But I have us get this W.
Yeah, I think we get the W. I think Mac Jones has a lot to prove this season. I think he just was a system quarterback last season. Like, that's how I saw it. I'm not saying he did bad, but I just felt like that's what he was. They didn't ask much from him. I believe this year they will. I still think they'll be a little bit run heavier, but they're going to ask him to do more. They have to, because if they don't, then he's not the answer. And I still don't think he's ready quite yet, especially against a Buffalo Bills defense that is going to be swarming. You got Von Miller, like I said. You got a way different defensive line. He's not going to be able to sit back there long and make decisions. They did not help on the defensive side. Losing J.C. Jackson, one of the best corners, they did not address that at all in the draft, in my opinion. They had a chance to. They didn't. Bill Belichick as GM, by the way, is yikes. It's not good for the Patriots, in my opinion. I think we win that game. I think we win it big.
Okay. And Brandon, I'll get to your question. Well, let's finish out this piece, and then I'll get to it. So if you want, we'll go back to that.
Yeah.
Okay. Week 14 at home against the Jets, 1 p.m. kickoff. I have us taking a W.
That's a win. Move on.
Okay. Week 15 at home. It's to be determined. It could be flexed into a primetime game. I have us against the Dolphins at home. I have us having a win.
Yeah. Win again. For every reason I said earlier.
Yep.
Week 4, whatever that was.
Then week 16 on Christmas Eve, we go to Chicago to play the Bears on Christmas Eve.
The Bears.
Obviously,
some sassy.
I have a feeling the Bears are going to be one of the worst teams in the league this year, and I have us having a W in Chicago.
The Bears.
They lost their best offensive lineman in James Daniel. They just let him walk in free agency. I guess they can have a Ryan Bates type motivation to come out and try to get revenge on us.
New coach.
Yeah.
Quarterback is a big question mark once again. They are in a total
no weapons.
Mode. No weapon. They're a rebuild city over there. So that's an easy dub.
Yep. Okay. And then week 17 at the Bengals, Monday Night Football, Josh Allen versus Joey B. They've invested in the offensive line and brought in some guys. I'll be interested to see how it plays out. At the end of the day, I have us winning in Cincinnati on Monday Night Football. Josh just raises his game on those shiny light games.
I have us winning. I think we win. I think this will be now our closest game. I think we win by 6 points.
Okay.
I think it's a back and forth game. I think it's up there in scoring. Joe Burrow and what's the name? The receiver they got over there. Jamar Chase is going to be a problem. But I will say this: Trey White will be way back by then. By the way, we'd even mention him coming back
earlier,
earlier, which will be a game changer for these games. By the way, and that's why I think we'll be winning these games, especially late in the season with Trey being back, our defense being 100. Hopefully by then everyone's 100. So I think we win. I think it's close, but we win by like 6 points.
Okay. And then week 18 to be determined, could be flexed depending on what the Patriots are doing in Buffalo. Patriots here, I think, because we'll be 14-2 at that time and already locked up the 1 seed. I see us playing half our starters. For half the game and sitting for half the game. I just said, we may take a loss because at the end of the day, can our backups beat the Patriots? I don't know.
Yeah. I could see that, but I'm already committed to going
undefeated.
So I think Josh Allen plays for like 1.5 quarters. I think a lot of people sit at that point. And
because then we'll have the bye week too. So I think they're going to want him to get some playing time.
But I think
they don't want him to sit for 2 weeks.
I think the Patriots are going to be really bad this season. I'm going to be really honest with you. I don't think the Patriots are going to be even a 500 team. I just don't see it. I think they're going to be bad. So
it might be like that Dolphins game where
we
played them and then they came in and we still won.
Yeah.
If that's the case, I predict 15-2. I'm just not sure about that last game. I have us as 14-3 right now.
All right. Hey, so guys, I guess I was the big
homer. Early. Yeah, the very early. We'll do this
by
again
the way, I've
closer
never
to the
done
season.
that. I have never done that, by the way. That those 7 last year, I predicted us losing 2 games. One to the Titans after the Chiefs game, which I was right, by the way.
Yeah,
I thought the Chiefs game was going to be tough and it was back to back. But anyways, I had the Titans losing and the Bucks, and I was right on both, by the way, last year. But I didn't have us losing.
You expect the
Jaguars,
and both of those games we should have won.
I know.
But the 2 games that we got, really got manhandled in, were really 3 of them. It was the Steelers, Jaguars, and the Colts. The Colts just trounced us in the rain.
Yeah. And then the Jaguars, I mean, what the hell was that? So, anyways, that is the schedule breakdown. The way I'm going to call it, you know what we're going to call that, Mikey? We're going to call that the way too early.
Season prediction?
No, we're going to call it the way too early.
Season prediction.
Guys.
And we will revisit this as in training camp.
Somebody asked.
Going up to Brandon. Brandon's question was, honest opinion, with Kansas City losing the hill and with their division so crazy, do you see them making the playoffs? Yes. I still think Andy Reid and Patrick Mahomes together will make the playoffs. However, I do not see them. I can see them making it as a wild card. I can see, honestly, if I had to pick a team in that division, I think the Chargers are going to win the division. They added Khalil Mack and J.C. Jackson back there on the defense. So now you have Bosa and Mack coming off the edge. You have Asante Samuel Jr. and J.C. Jackson on the corners. You have Derwin James still in the back.
That is
and on offense, they continue to build that offensive line, and they have what's his name?
Herbert.
Justin Herbert is a gunslinger, dude, and they have a great offense.
He is.
I can see the Chargers winning that division, and
I can see anyone winning Mikey. I mean that's the toughest division right now in football.
Yeah.
They got the Broncos who loaded up, right? You got the Chargers, like Mikey's saying, and Herbert, who's only getting better, and their defense only getting better. You got the Raiders who improved, right? You got KC, no matter what. They still got Patrick Mahomes. They still got Kelsey. They still got one of the best coaches to do it. That's a tough. Honestly, if you were to, I wouldn't bet on any of these guys. I can't. Honestly, I don't know. I really don't.
If I had to choose one, I would choose the Chargers because they have a coach in place. Their coaches in place. I think they have a better roster than KC.
But they've been known to drop the ball late.
Yep, true.
That's the only problem I have with the Chargers.
Yep.
Only problem. They start good they've started good both seasons since Herbert, and for some reason they drop the ball. I don't know what they do at the end.
I mean, they choke. I mean, they've done that since the Rivers days.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't get it. I don't. So, it's like their motto.
My only issue with Oakland is they have a brand new coaching staff, new regime.
Yeah. Yep.
They have to learn everything. I think they're talented enough.
Oakland,
the
Vegas
Raiders. And then with Denver, even though I think adding in Russell will help them, they have a brand new coaching staff as well. Yeah. And it takes some time to gel. So that's why I think
Russell has to get used to that. He has to get used to that altitude, by the way.
Yeah.
Different. It's just different, bro. Different breathing. Yeah. It's different, man. You got to really knuckle down there, man.
Yeah.
But but I still think it could go any direction. Yeah. Honestly, it can.
So honestly, I think they make. Like I said, going back to answer his question, I do believe the Chiefs will make the playoffs. I think they're going to catch a wild card. And then Chewy asks, do you guys think it's possible that Davis gets more yards than Diggs this year?
No.
I don't think so either.
No. No. But I will say this, though. I think this will be a career year for Davis. I think Josh Allen, especially after that game, has built a lot of trust in Gabe Davis. A lot. If Gabe Davis had to earn any game, he earned it there. Like he earned that number 2 spot. And I think he will have a breakout year. I also think Dawson Knox is going to have a breakout year. I think Dawson Knox is only getting better. So I think both of those guys are going to have career years, in my opinion.
So, Tommy, you want to take this one from Brandon?
Yeah, let's see here. Brandon. Did you guys see Allen's home run? Did we see it? Let me see. I'm not sure if we saw it.
Yes, we saw that.
Yes,
we saw that. Man. So, anyways, we're going to transition here. To memory lane, right?
Yeah. So we're going to do a memory lane real quick. Let me pull that up because we always like to see these AFC championships. Let's get in that DeLorean. Go get those championships.
Okay. All right, Mike. And Daniel and Chewy, we will get to you guys right after the segment. So we're talking about running backs this week. So we've talked about head coach and GM. We've talked quarterbacks. Now I'll tell you, this week isn't going to be as depressing as it was for the previous 2 trips down memory lane.
Oh, no, it won't be.
So starting into year 2000, Sean Bryson was our starting tailback. Do you remember Sean Bryson?
Of course.
He ran for like 700 and something yards that year.
Mm-hmm.
And 2001, 2002, and 2003, we had Travis Henry, who was a fantastic Buffalo Bill.
Absolutely love Travis Henry. I think almost 1,500 yards in 2002. And I think he had a couple 1,000-yard seasons, actually.
Yes, he did. In 2004, 2005, and 2006, we had a Willis McGahee sighting.
We talked about him a little earlier in the podcast. Very underrated. A guy coming out of Miami with a horrific leg injury, probably one of the worst I've ever seen, by the way. For a guy to, a couple things real quick on McGahee and we'll move forward. One, for the Buffalo Bills to take a chance on him after that injury was that, like, a lot of teams probably weren't going to take that chance, and we did. And kudos to whoever took that gamble, because it was a hell of a gamble. He was a hell of a football player. He didn't last too long, but he was a solid running back, guys. Go ahead, Mikey.
Okay. 2007, 2008, we had Marshawn Lynch.
Beast mode, man. It's too bad it didn't work out for beast mode. But you guys know he's a borderline Hall of Fame player. He probably won't get there because he didn't stay around long enough. But he's borderline. He has a Super Bowl ring. Should have had 2, by the way. He just didn't. He just wasn't fitting in our system at the time, and good for him because he needed to move on. Like, we were a terrible team. So he moved on to a better place that used him the way we should have used him a little bit more, and had a good coaching staff, good player, good quarterback, and the rest is history.
Yep. Yep. And then 2009, 2010, 2011, we had the Fred Jackson year.
Love Fast Freddie, man.
Yep.
Freddie came from Division II school. Came from actually Marv Levy's college, actually, and he was a hell, man.
He's an NFL Europe transfer. Yeah, that's where he came from, NFL Europe.
Yeah, talk about a guy who was Buffalo. Like, he was Buffalo. Like, he loves Buffalo. He paid his due. He still does a lot of charity work for Buffalo. Great guy to represent the Buffalo Bills.
Yep, 2012. Yeah, 2012, 2013, we had CJ Spiller.
Yeah, a lot of fans don't like Spiller. I thought Spiller was pretty good,
and he split time during these years with Fred Jackson.
Yeah.
But CJ was the leading rusher for us those years.
Yeah. He wasn't as bad as people thought.
He was okay. He was just okay.
Listen,
he wasn't worth the first round pick that we got.
He wasn't worth where we got him, but I tell you what, he was ahead of his time at the time. Like,
he would fit in today's NFL play.
like
Robert was it Roscoe Parrish was the same way.
Yeah,
Roscoe Parrish would have fit in today's NFL. A lot of those guys. 100%. You know, can you imagine Devin Hester in today's NFL?
Yeah.
You know.
No, I agree.
And then 2014, it was back to Fred Jackson. He was the guy.
I remember that game. I think that was the year he stiff-armed the guy for the Bears. Remember in the overtime? I mean, stiff-armed. He stiff-armed him like 10 yards down the field. It was great. Go ahead.
Okay. And then 2015, 16, and 17, it was Lesean McCoy.
Shady. Okay, great. One very, very good trade. We traded Kiko, I believe it was Kiko Alonso, to the Eagles.
For Shady straight up. We robbed the Eagles.
That was a steal because they didn't even wind up keeping Kiko. They wound up trading Kiko, I believe, to the Dolphins he went to next.
Yeah, they traded him after they canned Chip Kelly after like a year.
Yeah, it just didn't work. And he wasn't, I'll tell you what, Kiko wasn't a bad player. He just was a head case. He was a head case. All right, go ahead, Mikey. He would have worked in 80s, 90s football.
Yep. So then 2018, we had the Frank Gore year.
Frank Gore / Devin Singletary.
Yep. 2019. Yep. 19, 20, and 21, Devin Singletary.
Yeah, motor. He's, and a third round pick, guys, once again. You got to keep that in the back of your mind. So, yeah, I think, listen, look at all those running backs. They all contributed. Even Devin Singletary has contributed. Maybe the Spiller might be the question mark there out of all, because where we drafted him.
John Bryson was the worst one in that list.
He was, but we didn't have him around long. You know what I mean?
No.
But yeah. And by the way, I didn't do this earlier. I was supposed to do this, Mikey, the top 10 home openers.
And we'll get to that after this segment.
Yeah.
But I wanted to tell you, in the 11 years since 2000, we've had 10 running backs. So our running backs average 2 years as a starter.
Yeah, that's short.
And really most of them have 3 years, 3+ years. Sean Bryson has 1 year. Travis Henry has 3. McGahee has 3. Lynch has 2. Jackson has 4. Spiller has 2. McCoy has 3. Gore has 1. Singletary has 3.
Now remember though, some of these running backs, reason why they didn't last too long, they all got something going on, right?
Yeah.
So you go to Shady. Shady was already playing for a little bit before we got him, right? We used Shady. We got the best years out of Shady we can get. Travis Henry, listen, Travis Henry had things going on, personal life, and he went down the wrong path. Other than that, if he didn't go down that wrong path, maybe we're talking different today, because he put up numbers year after year after year. Willis McGahee, I thought we got the best of him. I still think he was okay in Baltimore. Fred Jackson, I mean, come on, guys. I think he was undrafted, right? Undrafted. Lynch is the one that I think we missed the boat on. He wanted out. He did, but I don't blame. Like I told you, a lot of these players that lasted for us, put up numbers through the drought years. Man, I feel bad for them because their careers went nowhere because they stuck on a team that wasn't going anywhere and had bad outlook. And they stuck around through lies, from the GM, for the coaching, and they ruined their careers, in my opinion. Yeah. Okay, so with that covers our trip down memory lane. Hey, that was a good trip. That was really good. There wasn't a lot to be sad. Like I said, there was no sad this week. Man. We'll get to receivers, by the way, in the future. Yep, we will, because Eric Moles, my boy. But anyways, Stevie Johnson, Lee Evans, we had some great T.O. We had some great receivers here. Even though T.O. was 1 year, he still did all right. So hitting the questions real quick. Daniel Garden comes in and asks, what kind of year will O.J. Howard have? I think O.J. Howard has a good year this year. O.J. Howard is going to. I told you guys, and I told Mikey this weeks ago. I think O.J. Howard is going to wind up getting an extension with us somewhere during the season. I feel that way. I could be wrong, but I think he's still young. I think the coach. I think he's going to have I think the coach are going to see that they don't want to lose him. And why not? If he's willing to, willing to work out a deal for, crazy. So if they can get a deal done where it's mid-season, the reason why I say that is because he could be worth more if you don't pay him now, and maybe we missed the boat on him. So why not work a deal out mid-season if he's showing you that he could be that guy? Dude, give him a 2-year extension. Work it out somehow.
Brandon Beane's.
Brandon Beane is. Why not? But yeah, go ahead.
Yep. And then the other one came in from Chewy, who says, "Do the Bills make a play for a DB still?" Veteran corner.
They haven't yet, but I still think there is some DBs out there. I believe Hayden's still out there, and Steve Nelson, I believe, is still available.
I think Nelson signed. Didn't he sign with the Texans?
Okay, I think Sherman's still available. I know he is. But I'm hoping for Hayden. Hayden talked with I know Von Miller was trying to pursue him to come over.
Golfing with him.
Yeah, so why not do a cheapy 1-year deal? You're not signing with anyone yet. Clearly, nobody's signed you yet. So teams are holding.
And with Trey White, if he goes on the pup, I have a feeling he'd be perfect for that.
He'd be perfect. He'd be 100% perfect. Why not? And perfect for that young DB room. We have to have, in my opinion, a veteran DB to fill in while Trey is, getting his way back onto the field. But anything else I missed, Mikey?
No, I think so. Dallas comes in and says, "Hey, gentlemen, how's it going tonight?"
Yeah, Dallas, man, I appreciate you.
Yeah,
appreciate you coming in. Getting on hour 20. I'm going to run down this top 10 real quick, Mike. Okay, so I got a top 10 list, guys. Now, you're going to enjoy this one because it's going to bring you back some memories. Some are good, some are bad, some are whatever. But they're the top 10, Mikey, home openers, okay? They're not the top 10 first games of the season. Top 10 home openers. And these are my lists, by the way, guys. I made this list. I didn't pull this shit up anywhere. So here we go. Number 10. Coming to number 10 versus the Patriots, Mikey. 2013. It's E.J. Manuel's first start as a rookie. We lost 23-21. Kind of close game. Manuel with 150 passing yards, 2 touchdowns. Do you remember that game at all?
I do.
Okay.
I do. That game kind of excited me. We played the Patriots tough. I'm like, oh, maybe we got something in EJ. Yeah, I should have known better.
They won a typical Tom Brady fashion, drove down the field, scored a field goal, and we lost that game. All right, coming at number 9 versus the Jets, 2002. Drew Bledsoe. It's his Buffalo Bills debut, Mikey. We lost 37-31 to the Jets. Bledsoe with 271 passing yards. Travis Henry, 149 rushing yards, 3 touchdowns. Eric Mullins, 112 with a touchdown. Great stats, and we lose 37-31. And do you remember that game? Because I remember how we lost.
I remember the game. I don't remember the details of it, but I do remember the game.
So we went into overtime. The guy that finished it in overtime was a kick return, and he had 2 of them that game for touchdowns.
That's right.
I don't remember his name, but yeah.
That's right.
Way to spoil our Drew Bledsoe experience. Coming in at number 8 is 2005 versus the Texans. J.P. Lossman. One of my listen, I like JP. I know a lot of you guys shit on him, but I liked him. It's his first career start, and the Bills win. We gotta win. 22-7. Lossman with 170 passing yards and a touchdown. McGahee, who we just talked about, 117 rushing yards, and Jason Peters is the one that got the 1 touchdown from JP Lossman in that game.
Former tight end Jason Peters.
Former tight end. By the way, he took it's funny, Jason Peters beat out Mike Williams, our number 1 pick for the offensive line position the next year. Isn't that funny?
Chewy's like, Tommy, do we win any of these games?
We do. So, well, we just won that. So, number 7, Colts, Rex Ryan, head coaching debut. Bills win 27-14. Tyrod Taylor, also his first career start, 195 passing yards, a touchdown. And do you guys remember this name? Percy Harvin, 79 receiving yards and a touchdown. Mikey, you remember that game?
I do.
Percy Harvin with the deep, I think he had like a 65-yard touchdown to open the game. It was like one of the
matter of fact, I thought, I'm like, oh my God, Harvin's gonna have this awesome year. It's gonna be one of those years. And then he was like gone out of the league.
Dude, was that? It was
like the only game he did.
That was I was thinking, bro. I was like, bro, Will Percy and Tyrod Taylor.
Yeah, look, this is gonna be the year, man. This is gonna be the year. Rex is gonna get our defense right. Yeah. Tyrod's gonna run around and make plays and hit like Percy Harvin on these scrambled plays. Dude. It's gonna be,
right. And look, I mean, we won handily. 20, like we came out with a bang. Rex Ryan was feeling himself. But you know how that went.
Wah, wah, wah.
All right. Hey, watch the chat for me because I can't see the chat.
Yep.
Number 6 versus the Buccaneers, 2009, Mikey. Terrell.
Yeah.
T.O. Owens, T.O. First
get
home
your popcorn
game
ready.
Buffalo Bills. Yep. Hey, get you. First game as a Buffalo Bills player. Bills win, Mikey. 33-20. Owens, not the best game, but he had 52 receiving yards, 1 touchdown, and the 1 touchdown, I believe, was like a 40-yard touchdown in that game, if you remember that game. He had that long touchdown.
I actually, not only that, but I remember where I was at when I got the notification that T.O. was signed with the Bills. I was in my backyard fixing something when my brother, who's a diehard 49er fan, texted me, can you believe it? You guys signed T.O.?
1 year.
I was juiced, 1 year. Dude. Yep.
10 million or something like that.
Yep. I was juiced.
Hey, listen, I know he was getting to that point, but he still had an okay year.
The dude could play today if he wanted.
Yeah, dude, he's a monster, bro. He's a
physical freak, man.
He still does play. He plays some weird football league now.
Yeah, some fan something football. Him and Johnny Manziel play together.
Yeah, it's terrible. All right, coming in at number 5 versus Dolphins, 1991. It's after their first Super Bowl loss to the Giants. Bills win 35-31. This was a great game, by the way. If you guys ever want to pull a good, like, old school game up, this was back and forth. Dan Marino, Jim Kelly were duking it out. I believe Dan Marino also had like 375 yards, something like that. But Jim
Mark
Kelly,
Clayton tore it up.
Yeah, look at the stats. Look at the stats, guys. So Jim Kelly, 381, 2 touchdowns. Thurman Thomas, 165 yards rushing, 1 touch. Andre Reid, 154 yards. It's like that is a stat line. Like, listen, I'm just saying, if we come out and Josh Allen throws for 380 yards, right? And our running back, right? Motor goes for 160. Diggs goes for 154. We're going to be shitting bricks. I'm just saying that's a hell of a game.
It reminds you how good that K gun truly was.
Oh, dude.
They were ahead of their time. Like, Kelly started with the K gun, then Manning took over and completely changed the game by calling the plays on the field. And now you see where it's led to this passing league. That's just
And the Dolphins,
it started with Kelly.
The Dolphins were Dan Marino was no joke, guys. Like,
Dan Marino may have been the best quarterback in that class. He just didn't win a Super Bowl.
Right. He was
a beast, on
bro.
The Mount Rushmore of quarterbacks.
Oh, 100%. 100%. All right,
physically playing.
Number 4 versus the Titans, 2000, Mikey. This is a revenge game. Why? Because the year before we lost to them in Music City Miracle. The Bills do win 16-13. Terrible game. I couldn't even pull up stats up because they were so terrible. But we won.
I will be perfectly honest with you. That was my first year in the military. And I did not get to watch that season.
You missed nothing. You missed.
We
won.
Matter of fact, I was in basic training that year, and I got out of AIT, and I had a weekend pass. The weekend that we lost the Music City Miracle.
That was so terrible. That was a forward pass, by the way. I don't give a fuck.
Yes, it was.
Oops.
Yes, it was.
I said the F word. I don't care what anyone says. Coming at number 3. Here we go. Versus the Jets. Stephon Diggs, first game as a Buffalo Bills player. Bills win 27-17. Diggs with 87 yards. You remember that game?
I do. We struggled coming out the gate that game, and it took us a while to get kicked in, and then we took off.
We sure did, but we got the dub. All right, guys, coming at number 2. Versus the Chargers, 2018. You guys remember this? You better. This is Josh Allen's first career start. But the Bills lose 31-20. Allen, not terrible. 245 passing yards and a touchdown. But do you guys remember what happened at halftime?
Yeah.
Vontae Davis.
Hey, go, man. Gotta go.
I'm out, Mike.
I'm out.
It's a young man sport, Mike. And he was gone.
Yep.
But yeah, that was I remember I was so, I don't know about you, Mike, but Mikey, but I was so psyched up for this game because we just got our butts kicked. I believe it was against Baltimore, week 1. And I was so mad, and I did not want to see Peterman ever again. And I just love that Sean McDermott's like, nope, we're done. Like Allen's going to be our starter. And I was like, I didn't even care if he won or lost. I just wanted Allen to get out there and show what he could possibly do in the
future.
Start
learning. You get some OB, on the job training.
And I saw a lot there. I did. He didn't have a great game, but he had a pretty good game. All right.
He had a good second half. He struggled.
Well, first start, Mikey. I mean,
yeah.
All right, number one. You have to remember this. If you're a Bills fan, you have to remember this.
The Malloy game.
A lot of game. A 2003 Patriots game, 31-0, which is very unheard of for the Patriots to go down like 0 points in the Tom Brady era, where Tom Brady was just killing teams. We killed them. Sam Adams with the interception to the house, which was, we will forever remember Big Sam Adams running and then Brady getting thrown to the ground.
Little earthquakes all over the place.
Yes. Hoyer Malloy revenge game because he got cut by the Patriots right before the season started, I believe.
No. The week like the Patriots week, they cut him.
Right.
And he came to us and had like a week's worth.
Yeah.
Gave us the game plan and we stumped them.
Yeah. And then, by the way, Takeo Spikes was his debut as well. Like, that was a big signing for us in that
Later,
year.
Dallas.
And that is it. That's it. That's the top 10, man.
All right. That definitely should have been number 1. 31-0 blanking of the Patriots. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, 100%. So, guys, if you have anything else in the chat, anything you want us to talk about other than that, man, we're getting out of here soon because we've been on an hour and a half. Yeah. And I know Mookie. Oh, by the way, real quick, shout out to Mookie Hawkins. As you guys all know, he always asks the best questions, by the way, to the players. Honestly, he does. Like, a lot of these reporters are like so lame, and Mookie brings it. And I got to give credit to Mookie. And by the way, Mookie brung me and Mikey here to Buffalo FAMbase, so I got to give him even more credit for that. So follow Mookie Wufo Sports on Twitter. And Power 96.5, I believe it is in Buffalo. So let me see if I have any questions before I go. Other than that, Mike, you got anything to say, man?
No, it was a fantastic show. We were trying to figure out how we were going to fill an hour, and we go an hour 30, and we rushed the last 2 segments.
We did 100%. So, hey, guys, once again in the chat, unless I'm missing anything, I appreciate you all. Mikey, I appreciate you. Bills Mafia #1. By the way, hashtag Buffalo Strong, man. Show your love out there, guys. Be good people and be safe. And, of course, go Bills.
Go Bills.
You know what? And by the way, guys, come on. You guys think I'm going to forget the best damn closing of a show ever? Come on.
And look at it go. He could go all the way. Touchdown, touchdown, touchdown.
The Bills make me wanna shout. Kick your heels up and shout. Throw your hands up and shout. Throw your head back and shout. Come on now, the Bills are making it happen now. Stand up now, come on and shout. Yeah, 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 hey, 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 hey. Let's go Buffalo. Let's go Buffalo. Let's go Buffalo. Let's go Buffalo. Go.
The Bills make me want to shout. Go Bills, man. Hey, guys, once again, peace.